Hi everyone, my name is Elena. Today I want to tell you how my life changed on a cold Tuesday in November. I remember that day perfectly. I had only $5 in my pocket. I lost my job 2 weeks ago, and my landlord told me, Elena, if you don't pay the rent by tomorrow, you must leave. I was sitting on a wooden bench in the park. It was raining lightly. I felt invisible. I looked at the birds and thought, at least they don't have to pay rent. I was hopeless. Then a man sat next to me. He was wearing a very expensive black suit and a silver watch. He looked like a king, but he had a very kind smile. He didn't say hello. He just looked at the rain and said, "Do you believe in miracles, Elena?" I was shocked. How did he know my name? I never met him before. The man put a silver briefcase on the bench between us. It looked heavy. He opened it slowly. My eyes became very wide. Inside the bag, there was more money than I had ever seen in my life. Bundles of $100 bills. "There is $1 million here," he said quietly. "I want to give it to you." I laughed because I thought it was a joke. "Why me?" I asked. "You don't even know me." He looked at me seriously. "I know you are a good person. You helped an old lady carry her bags yesterday. You gave your last sandwich to a stray dog this morning. The world needs people like you. But there is one condition. You must leave this city today. You must start a new life and never tell anyone where the money came from. Do you accept?" I looked at the money, then at my old shoes, then at the man. If I accepted, I would be rich, but I would lose my past. If I refused, I would be homeless. I took a deep breath and said, "I accept." 2 hours later, I was in a first-class seat on a plane. I was drinking orange juice and looking at the clouds. For the first time in my life, I wasn't worried about money. I moved to a beautiful island in the Mediterranean. I bought a white villa on a hill. It had 7 bedrooms, a large library, and a giant infinity pool that looked like it touched the ocean. Every morning, I woke up to the sound of the waves. I didn't have an alarm clock anymore. I ate breakfast on my terrace, fresh croissants, exotic fruits like mango and papaya, and the best Italian coffee. I bought a red Ferrari. Driving it on the coast road with the wind in my hair made me feel like a movie star. I went to the most expensive shops in Paris and Milan. I bought silk dresses, gold jewelry, and handmade shoes. I didn't even look at the price tags. "I'll take everything," I said to the shop assistants. They smiled and gave me champagne. I traveled to the Maldives and stayed in a house over the water. I swam with colorful fish and turtles. I went to Dubai and stayed in a 7-star hotel. I had a private chef who cooked delicious lobsters and steaks for me every night. I thought, this is it. This is happiness. I am finally free. But slowly, the excitement started to disappear. I had the best clothes, but I had nowhere to go. I had a giant dining table, but I sat there alone. I wanted to take a photo of my beautiful dinner and send it to my mother, but I remembered the man's words, "Never tell anyone." I went to parties with famous people. They were rich, but they weren't my friends. They talked about stocks and expensive yachts. They didn't know the real Elena. I felt like a ghost in a beautiful dress. One night, I was driving my Ferrari very fast on the empty road. I realized I wasn't running towards something, I was running away from my loneliness. 1 year later, I was walking on the beach. Suddenly, I saw him, the man from the park. He was wearing the same black suit. He didn't look older. He looked at me and smiled. "Are you happy, Elena?" he asked. I looked at my expensive watch, then at the ocean. "I have everything, but I am not happy. I miss my people. I miss my truth." The man nodded. "Good, you passed the second test. Money is a tool, not a destination. If you want to go back, you can, but you must use half of the money to help others in your city." I didn't think for a second. Yes, I cried. I went back to my city. I opened a center for homeless people and a school for children who don't have money. I am not a millionaire anymore, but I am not poor either. I have my friends, I have my family, and I have a purpose. So here is my question for you. If a stranger gave you $1 million today, what would be the first thing you buy? And would you leave your life behind? Tell me in the comments. Thanks for watching.